Hello everyone, hope you're all well. I just wanted to do this quick video of my first impressions of Powerwash 2, now that it's been out for about half a week now. And I thought some people, for some reason, have come to want my thoughts on Powerwash 2. For some reason, I don't know how that happened. Don't look at the views on the rest of my videos. But yeah, I just wanted to give some quick thoughts, kind of explain what's new with the game, and if I think you should buy it. And I'm going to cut to the chase. Yeah, absolutely. If you enjoy the first game or even just want to see the new stuff and don't want to bother playing the first game, you can absolutely just jump into this one. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've been really enjoying it. I enjoy it basically just as much as the first game. The gameplay feels a lot smoother, feels like there's a lot of nice variety in a lot of the levels. I've just been having a ton of fun so far. I'm maybe about 6 or 7 hours in so far, and yeah, it's basically exactly what you'd want from a Powerwash 2 sequel. It's just everything you love from the first game and just expanded. There's more, feels like there's a lot more on offer, and hopefully the story goes just as weird as the first game. I'm just going to go through basically kind of what new stuff there is and what my thoughts are on it. First off, I'll just start with kind of what's new and what I really like. I really like that there's like this home base system. Basically you now have like your own hub, whereas in the first game it was all just done through menus. Now you can actually have a home base that you can actually decorate your furniture and stuff, which is pretty cool. I also love that when you buy new furniture, I love that you have to wash any furniture that comes in. That's such a unique Powerwash spin on something that is in so many simulator games, but I think that's just so much fun. There's not really much point of decorating it with furniture. Like no one comes into the home base or anything to like ask you to do a job or anything. It's just there if you want to do it, I suppose. I first put down some furniture, but then I just kind of stopped bothering really because I didn't feel that there was much point to it. It's kind of weird because there's two currencies in the game, where one is just for buying new upgrades and new equipment, and then there's one for cosmetic stuff, which is quite cool because you don't have to figure out which one you want to buy. Do you want to buy the new stuff or cosmetic stuff? You can just stick to buying both basically as you earn them at the same time. But there's also a limit on the cosmetic currency, so sometimes you'll get to a point, as I did, where it just says, hey, you've reached the limit, so you just go buy a bunch of furniture and that's it. It just feels kind of weird. I don't know why there'd be a limit. I guess to encourage you to keep buying stuff. Maybe that comes back into the later game, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, the whole system feels quite limited. There's not a great ton of flexibility as to where to put things. I was really struggling to put stuff down for a bit. It really feels like you kind of just have to stick to a fairly standard just way of putting things down in basically just one room. Like you basically have two levels. The bottom floor is where you can put all the furniture, and then the second floor is where you can access levels. There's a bit I really like where there's like a back office, and every level you complete, you get a little trophy. I think that's super cool. That's really, really cute. And it's a really great way of like showing how far you've come, how many levels you've done. I think that's phenomenal. Great idea. I love the map as well. It makes the game feel much more expansive and like it's on a much grander scale, in that technically the whole first game was in Muckingham. This is now like a whole kind of county, Caldera County, which is filled with its own towns and stuff, which is really cool. And it makes it so you get a nice variety of settings, like the desert areas or foresty areas, and it feels like there's a lot more variety in what you're washing as well. Like you'll still be cleaning pretty standard stuff like houses and like minor vehicles, but then you get to much grander stuff, like there's an airship, which is really cool. It feels like they just really try to make these levels feel different, either in terms of scale or just how you generally go about washing them. In terms of the new equipment, the new equipment's really fun to use. There's like a scissor lift, which you can go, just up and down. The abseiling's pretty cool. That's a really fun way to do it. They all feel a bit finicky though. Sometimes I struggle just picking that stuff up, or even just sitting in it, or I'll accidentally get off it or something. I think I really could have used a bit more polish, just maybe doing a bit more of a unique control system or something, because I feel like I've never used any of the new equipment without kind of struggling with it a bit. The new like circle floor washer thing is pretty cool, but I think that was the thing I was looking forward to using the most, because it seemed like a bit of a different thing, or it seemed like you could kind of tackle washing a bit differently. But I feel myself just kind of resorting just to typical power washers after a little bit. It really doesn't make too much difference, and I find it more annoying than anything. I find it misses dirt a lot more. Maybe I'm using it wrong, totally possible, but it's just, I feel like anytime I try and use it, I'm using it for the sake of using it, or to try it out again. I'm never like, oh, this will be perfect for this thing. Every other time, I feel like I could probably just do it easier with a regular power washer. Another thing I really like is that actually the soap has been like redesigned. I think it works really well, where in the first game you had a bunch of different like versions of soap. Like you had to use it on a specific kind of material, like wood or metal, whereas in this one it just works for everywhere. You just put it on the toughest bits and then you can just wash it away. It works really well. It's a limited resource that you can't buy. Like basically what you get for a level, that's all you get. And so you really think about like, what are the toughest stains here, and it makes you kind of think more in depth about how you're washing it, which I think is a really good thing. It just includes a bit of more strategy to washing it, and it kind of makes it more engaging. I think I'm always trying to think of like, is this the best is this the best use of my time? Am I being efficient here? Which is really fun. I think basically anything they could do to make more of that would be great. To be honest, I really wish with the home base they included like some kind of resource management sort of thing, where you could pay to like upgrade your facilities or something, and you'd have to decide between wanting to upgrade your equipment or upgrading your home base. But I think that also gets into taking away from the relaxing and cozy vibe, and I guess that gets too much into feeling like a more general simulator game, which might take some of the charm out of it as well. But who knows, maybe for Powerwash 3. Another thing I actually forgot to mention in the home base, I really love that there's also newspaper articles as well that you can go and see. There's a bunch already there when you start the game, but there's even more that appear as you do a few more levels. Makes it really fun, and it also ties into the ongoing story. The story stuff so far has been really, really fun. It's really charming. I love that there's a lot of like ongoing plot elements. There's this whole story about how Muckingham wants to win the best town award, and I think it's really fun. You have a lot of neighbors talking about they don't like this neighbor because they feel like they're dragging them down, or they want to do something in particular or get something in particular clean so they can improve their chances. Makes it a lot more fun, and there's always feels like there's a good excuse as to why you're washing some particular building, because it all feels like it feeds much more into the ongoing narrative. I can't believe I'm thinking this much in depth about it, but because again, it's the sort of stuff where if you don't care about the story, you can still play this game and have a ton of fun. Don't have to care about that at all. But if you're still reading the messages and everything, you can get a lot more out of it. It feels like everything's really tapping into an overarching idea and story. It's really clear that that was definitely a priority for the devs, to really make the story much more integral to the game and something that's maybe harder to miss. There's actually a lot of story stuff that carries over from the first game, so if you have played the first game or watched my video, you'll notice a lot of returning characters, like the mayor comes back, Harper comes back. You start the game with 3 cats, so Ulysses, who you see at the end, and their kittens. That's really cute. They come with you on every level. I think that's such a cute idea. It doesn't really do anything, but it's just a nice way of kind of making it feel more like an ongoing story, and that, you know, the things you've done in the first game actually have resulted in something. You also have the gnomes again returning, and they feel more like sinister this time. I generally think they're like spy cameras or something, because they're always like watching you, whereas in the first game they're kind of just hanging out. In this one it feels like they're spying on you. They're always in like really weird locations, like they're looking down on you or they're like peering through something. The first time I noticed it was, I think there's one of the first levels is you're cleaning his toilet and one of the gnomes is like peeking at you through a bench, which gets me onto another thing. Another new thing is that there's like multi-part jobs where basically on that toilet level you start it and it seems like too small a level. Like you clean basically what looks like just a plate, and then you wash that and then it pops up and it reveals, oh, it's a whole building. You wash that and then it opens up and you wash the inside, and your like time lapse at the end even accounts for that, where like with new camera angles to show each bit. I think that's really fun. That really keeps it some levels more engaging, really feels like, just makes it less boring and makes it feel more exciting. I think they're really thinking of how do we make this feel more exciting, especially like bigger levels. How do we make it feel like you're kind of just not doing the same thing again? Because then you're always waiting for, oh, what if this level opens up somehow? And it's not really, that's only the first time I've seen it. I haven't seen that again, but I'm hoping that's like something that happens every once in a while to make it feel special. The game also looks really good. It's got a really charming art style. It's somewhat like realistic graphics, but with like a like kind of comic booky filter. Basically the same as the last game, but it still looks really good. Even the dirt looks more better now. The dirt always looks like dirt that you'd actually find somewhere where wherever you're washing is. Like if you're in the forest area, a lot of the dirt will have leaves in it. If you're near the sea, it's gonna have bird poop, which I think is a really nice detail, because in the first game it was all pretty generic. This makes it feel much more real, and it's just kind of a nice touch that goes a long way. I think I have felt some stutters through the game. I don't know if it's just my old laptop that's not playing it so well, or if it's a more general thing, but I do get quite a lot of stutters, quite a lot of lags. It's not anything that really impacts the game, but it does happen quite often, like often enough where, like, if I do make a video on this, which there's enough fun things in the story so far that if it continues, I think I definitely will. And if I do have to edit it, I'm gonna have to edit around a lot of lags, which is really annoying. But I think in general, if you're a fan of the first game, you'll absolutely love this one, if not more. I really hope it continues to deliver on the story, do a lot more fun plots. I'm really hoping for some weirder levels, and then once the game is done, I think they're going to continue with cool DLCs. They said they've already got some new licenses lined up, I think the devs did. So I think this game's going to, again, have another really healthy life cycle after the main game is done. And I think the devs have just done a phenomenal job of basically just doing a sequel that everyone wanted. Like, they could have really done like just an easy cash grab for this one, but it feels really in depth. There's a lot of nice little quality of life stuff. If you want to see me play the first 2 hours of the game, you can do so over on the live tab. I streamed it the day it came out, and it was really nice. I had a lot of really nice conversations with some people. You can kind of get some more off-the-cuff thoughts or a more in-depth look at some of the stuff I've talked about here. And yeah, go watch it. If you're happy for me to stream more, I can do so. I'll try and get to streaming more regularly as well, just playing random games of whatever. I do have a new video coming soon on the Ring movies. If you've gone to the end, thank you very much. And yeah, hopefully get a new video soon, and look forward to an eventual Powerwash 2 lore video. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you all soon.